Did you know that the longest arm hair ever recorded belonged to a man named David Reed, and it was a staggering length of nearly 9 inches.
I mean, that's some impressive hair growth.
Really good. He'll be chuffed to hear you say this, because when asked about this extraordinary arm hair, Mr. Reed said, "I did it to impress the ladies."
Oh.
So it's very deliberate
I'm
arm
impressed.
growth.
But is it only one hair, or
Yeah.
is it 2 armpits? Both
No,
hairs?
arm hairs.
Yeah, I think it's a
arm
sprawling.
hair.
On his arm.
Yeah.
On the arm.
I think
I
it's
thought
a-
it was like
No, it's,
In the
it's a thick
pear.
weave up and down his arm. Before this episode starts, I just want to say thank you to Graham's Windows and Doors at grahamswindowsanddoors.co.uk. Graham's Windows and Doors are Yeovil's finest purveyor of windows, doors and conservatories. Get yourself to grahamswindowsanddoors.co.uk. And also visit our other sponsors, Paramount Prizes. Paramount Prizes are an online competition website. Oh yeah. Well, you can win some brilliant prizes. Go on to paramountprizes.co.uk, get yourself a ridiculously cheap ticket, and you can win an incredible array of prizes. That's Graham's Windows and Doors and Paramount Prizes. Let's get on with the show. This episode is all about hair, and I'm joined in discussing it by Courtney Paige. Hi, how are you doing? Thank you for coming on the show.
Thank you for having me.
Oh, it's my pleasure. And we're also joined by Shanice Goodhall.
Thank you very much.
That's what I always thought it was all along. First of all, why don't we spend a moment just getting to know each other just a little bit?
Yeah.
So, hairology.
Hairology.
Is that the real ology of the hair?
Yeah,
Or
it is.
Yeah.
The one and only.
The
So
one and only.
talk to us about hairology and why is it that you're both drawn to it? Courtney, start with you.
I, from the age of 13, I would say, I got to pick my options at school. One of them was hair, and my dad turned around to me and said, "Why do you want to do that for?
Oh my
do you
God,
want to
that's
get
such a dad
proper
thing to
job?"
say.
Yeah, come on, Dad.
If I tell him this now, he'll say, "No, I never said that."
I knew you were destined for
there
hair
you
greatness. Yeah.
So yeah, I said that I wanted to be a hairdresser. I wanted to do it with my options, and Dad said, "No, you want to get a proper job? Go work at Westlands."
There's a lot of grey-faced people coming out of Westlands these days. I think it spiritually takes a toll.
Anyway, so I'd went and done some training whilst I was at school. Then I had to find a placement for 50 days, free. So I did it, found a little salon that I absolutely loved. And then, it just took a spin from there, really. I mean, I was really lucky because my boss at the time, she was absolutely epic.
Yeah.
She put
That helps
everything.
early on, doesn't it?
Oh my God, absolutely. And you hear all of these horror stories from young people and apprenticeships and how they were mistreated, underpaid, and were just glorified cleaners.
I saw the many varied penises of the Overtown Football Club men's team.
It's where is this going?
I was there. I had to do it as part. I could have segued into that a bit better, probably. But I had to. I worked there for some reason. I didn't know what I wanted to do. I wanted to be an actor, and there was no acting. There's nothing to do acting. And so I just went, to go to the football club.
Yeah.
And I saw a great many penises actually,
fair.
varied and many.
Yeah.
Anyway, you're talking about hair.
Yeah. Are we talking about pubes now?
Well, do you know what? It was so ingrained in my young brain because they all came in. I was cleaning the changing room and dressing room. They all came in at once, so it was like one of those sort of nightmares. I was like, oh no, how have I found myself here accidentally out of hours? If only I hadn't waited here for 6 hours. Anyway, sorry. Yeah, but that, and you're right about what you're saying. If you've got someone, you're interested in something, and there's someone there who's passionate about it and spurs you on, it makes a difference, doesn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I mean, I was a very sensitive sausage, and I still am quite a sensitive sausage. No pun intended.
I'm a sensitive sausage.
yeah, so she just helped me so much. And throughout my training, I used to cry all the time. I remember doing this one haircut, which I couldn't do. And she came over to me and she was like, why are you doing it like that? And I was like, I don't know. And then like went running out the back crying. And my boss at the time was just like, so I'm just going to finish this. And
that was a real life person you were working on. Okay.
Yeah, no, not like a dolly head or anything. It was a real life
life
person.
human,
Yeah. So,
but that is terrifying. That is really scary.
Honestly, doing like models as an apprentice and like first time learning is the scariest thing. I kept asking my family to come in because I thought, well, if I do it wrong, it's only family. They can't hate me for the rest of my life, right?
Yeah, true. Yeah, good thinking.
And it's free haircut.
Yeah, do you know what I mean?
It's free.
You can't go wrong with a free haircut.
Yeah, that's good thinking. Now, what about you? What's your hairology story?
So I am in extensions. Wanted to make everyone feel the way that I did when I first ever had my extensions done. So I want everyone to feel really great, basically. I started off at a bigger salon where I was there for about 5 years, but did like all of my apprenticeship there. They do like a program type situation where you go up to London for 6 weeks, do all your training and stuff there. But it was probably like the scariest time for me because going up to London for 6 weeks by yourself as like an 18-year-old girl was scary. Like don't get me wrong, I loved it because it was such an experience, but it was so massive. But yeah, and then I went into extensions after that. I've been training and doing it, and I'm here really.
There you go. And you're both, I will say, you're both very good with hair.
Oh,
I was just, which is really handy in the line of work that you're in. But I was going through your sort of Instagrams and stuff and trying to do a little bit of research, and I was like, they are good with hair. I'm no real judge of it, but I thought, great stuff.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? Those hairs, that looks really good. Yeah, really, really impressive. And talking about London is scary when you go for the first time.
Oh my
I remember when I was about 17, I was up there on my own, and I said to a guy, "Excuse me, mate, I'm trying to get to wherever I was going," and he went, "Do I look like a fucking map?" And I was like, I want to go home. It's like, it's like real horrible feedback from the world. And I never really, I've stayed bitter since that moment.
Yeah, I think it does. It's just
it's part of my personality.
It's a character building, I think.
It is.
Yeah,
I'm waiting for the moment where a kid comes up to me and says, "Excuse me, sir, I'm looking." I'll go, "Oh, baby.
Oh, no.
Oh, no.
I am not a
Not
man.
happening." Yeah, waiting for that moment.
Yeah,
now,
it is.
I knew you were coming on today, and I was researching, what do you ask hairdressers? What are the key things that women in particular should ask hairdressers? Now, I'm going to ask you as me.
Okay.
And I want you to answer appropriately and give me the real answer to what you think.
Yeah.
Well, don't look too close at my scalp at the minute. We've got like a flaking thing going on here, and I don't really. But otherwise, these are the 6 questions that everybody should ask their hairdresser. Okay. How often should I be washing my hair?
Ooh.
And my hair, so this length.
Okay.
Oh,
I'd say like once a week. Twice a week.
As a bloke, you, like if you have a shower, you'd wash it, don't you? Like it's not like.
Well, yeah, I guess it's a bit different for.
For women, it's more of a commitment and a prolonged,
blow dry this, the whole lot.
Yeah.
Just wet the hairdryer on it for 5 minutes and it's dry.
I see. Yeah, so it does depend on the individual client and stuff. So, but for me,
whenever you want, mate.
So every sort of 6-7 months,
Yeah.
whenever I finally get in the shower, whenever I'm forced by my fiance to get in the shower. Yeah, finally. Number 2, what shampoo on this hair? What shampoo and conditioner should I be using?
Oh, see, it's difficult because you're a bloke.
See,
my partner Tom, he uses like 6-in-1.
Yes,
balls
that
and fucking
economically,
everything.
it just makes sense.
Yeah. But for a woman, it all depends.
Oh my
like
God,
if
you
you've got
go through the
extensions,
whole
if you haven't got
thing.
extensions, like
Oh, that's a minefield.
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Is it true that Tresemme does give you salon quality hair at an affordable price?
No.
Wow.
Do not. From a person that does extensions, if I hear that any of my clients are using Tresemme, girls, please do not.
Really? That's fascinating.
I've
That's
heard
really
if you use it, it makes you bold.
Exhibit A.
Yeah, but you're a bloke, so you don't count.
Oh, I see. Yeah, I see what you mean. Yeah, interesting. I've always been sort of pro Tresemme because I was really won in by the marketing.
Bloody marketing.
Now, I'm going to go for this question. Does my scalp look as healthy as it could? Now, when would you look at someone's scalp, and why does it matter what condition his scalp is in? Does it tell you something else about the rest of the hair or the, I don't know, what does the scalp tell you?
For me, like, if somebody's scalp is bad, and for example, if they've got like cuts or like open wounds or whatever in their head, I physically can't colour their hair because they will then bacteria will get in, and then they'll end up going to hospital, and then they have their head chopped off.
Jesus.
Yeah.
So, but then you could use that head to practice on in the future.
Yeah, dolly head.
Such a good idea. I didn't even think of that.
That's just
And
recycling.
it's real hair as well. So.
Yeah,
Can't get much
perfect.
better than that. I got a fact about dead people's hair.
Brilliant.
Oh, apparently there's a misconception that it grows after you're dead.
Yeah.
But actually what's happening is you're shrinking because all your chemicals and fluids are dissipating. So it looks like it's growing. So that's right. Fluids and stuff. That's right. Dead guy fluids. Which hair colour would suit me best?
Ooh. Do you know what? I could see you with scalp bleach.
What is that?
What Shanice has got.
Oh, like
On
like Eminem.
Yeah.
Yeah. I can see it.
I am very Eminem. Yeah.
Did you ever dye?
Both in
very
terms of
Eminem.
bars and attitude.
Yeah,
So that would suit me. So.
Did you not ever dye your hair when you were younger? I swear you dyed your hair when you were younger.
I played a young Asian boy in a play once, and I had to dye my hair thick, like black, thick and black for that. And black suits me. Oddly, black colours suit me.
Yeah.
So maybe black. Maybe was the way to go. So.
We've gone two opposite spectrums there, haven't we? Really, blonde
Well,
and black.
Blonde tips.
Yeah.
Whoa, that looks ace. Yeah, something like that maybe. But then my hair doesn't part as well.
Well, yeah.
You know what I mean? So it would look as nice. But maybe like the Timberlake sort of black, but with frosted tips. Is that still in? Do people still get that?
No.
Draw a line through that one. Should I be worried about hair thinning?
I've got the perfect thing for hair thinning. Mm-hmm. Can I have an ad now, please?
Sure, yeah. Just let me tee you up again in a real dramatic, like advert way.
Yeah, go on.
Should I be worried about my hair thinning?
Wait. I have got the perfect thing for you.
You're kidding!
I can't.
Sorry, Courtney, please tell me about how do I fix my thinning hair?
So there's a hair supplement that you can take that's been on the market now for I think around 4 years maybe. Mm-hmm. And it's called Glower. It is the best thing ever. So there was this lady called Jane. She had alopecia. She went to the doctors, and the doctors basically said, no, there's nothing that we can do for you. Mm-hmm. And obviously as a woman as well, like it was just not very nice for her. Anyway, I can't remember what the lady's name is now. It's gone from my brain. But the lady that invented Glower, basically she had the same thing, and this lady called Jane was the first person to take Glower. Within 6 months, her hair was like completely transformed, and it grew back.
Wow.
So with taking Glower and with like alopecia and hair loss, if you leave your hair for long enough and let I don't know the terminology, but like let it, like the follicles die, then like it will die forever. Whereas if you catch it, it's like
before it starts
dying completely,
Yeah.
Glower will literally put the nutrients in that it needs and makes your hair grow again. So my partner, I've told him that he needs to take Glower, otherwise I won't marry him.
Yeah. So it's like as a preemptive measure,
Yeah.
getting ahead of the thing.
Yeah.
Get some Glower on.
Yeah.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah.
Glower. That's interesting. Okay, good. That's good. These are good answers to those questions.
Yeah.
Would you like some more hair facts?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want to hear it all.
I want to tell you about the the man with the most wins at the World Beard and Moustache Championships.
Okay.
He is one of the great human beings of our time. His name is Karl-Heinz Hill. He won 9, count them, 9 titles at the World Beard and Moustache Championships between 1999 and 2013. Prolific. Wow. The Ronaldo of beards and moustaches. He triumphed in the Imperial Partial Beard category 7 times and was crowned overall champion in 1999-2003. To qualify for the Imperial Partial Beard title, hair must grow only on the cheeks and upper lip. Ooh. Okay, I'm going to show you this man, and listeners and viewers will have him pop up, and maybe on a montage because he's got a great many moustaches and beard. But this is the guy. You can pass that fella around. That's the guy.
Oh, he looks like Mr. Monopoly.
He does. Yeah, he does. Like a very genteel, even more genteel Mr. Monopoly. He's got a lot of charisma.
Largest hairy family.
Ah, that's coming next.
Oh.
What a cool name.
Thanks for the teaser. 'Cause wait, coming up next is largest hairy family. Now, this is it's about a condition you might have heard of called congenital generalized hypertrichosis. Does that ring a bell? Right.
Is there a short term for it, or is that like?
Yeah, we call it tricky.
Oh.
The tricks. You
Yeah.
got the tricks.
Okay.
Oh, you got the trick. Like a family over there. Called the tricks. Now, I'll show you the picture in a minute, because actually this condition is actually the foundational reason why the werewolf myth began.
Oh.
Okay, so Jesus soy fajardo esives.
That's
I nailed that though. It's like a Mexican.
That
That's so good. And
I'd
Louisa.
send a round of applause. Yeah.
Thank you. A bit late. Thank you. And Louisa Lilia de Lira Alcives.
How many times did you read this before you said this?
I've never seen this bit of Mexico in my life.
Right,
I don't
okay.
even know where it came
That was
from. It
very
landed
good.
on my desk. Both these people are Mexican. Are 2 members of a family of 19 spanning 5 generations who all have congenital generalized hypertrichosis. This rare condition is characterized by excessive facial and torso hair.
Oh, okay.
Oh yeah, those guys.
Right.
Those, you know the guys we're talking about.
Right.
The women are covered with a light to medium coat of hair,
Okay.
while the men have thick hair on approximately 98% of their body, apart from palms and soles. And this is the source of the werewolf myth. Now, ignore the car. I'm not sure what the car is trying to say in this, but that's what it looks like.
Is this like a proper legit thing?
It's very real. Yeah, it's very real. It's a very rare congenital condition. It's very, very real. The longest beard on a living man belongs to Savan Singh. He reached a length of 8 feet 2 inches, and the longest beard ever was 17 feet 6 inches and belonged to Hans N. Langseth from
I mean,
Norway.
that's quite impressive, to be honest. Imagine
17
growing a
feet.
beard that long.
Yeah.
I don't have the testosterone.
I was going to say, my boyfriend can't even grow a beard, poor boy.
I don't.
You know what
Yeah.
I mean? The
Yeah.
poor boy's a bit patchy in places.
Yeah. Well,
He's going to watch this and he's going to hate me for saying that.
well.
He's like, hater.
Well, let me say I'm the same. I just
Okay.
don't have. I'm just totally bereft of testosterone. I just don't have. I'm just like a. I just tell people like I like my swimmer.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I just don't need body hair. I just can't grow. I'd love to grow a beard, but it gets so like puby after a while.
Yeah.
Those are my hair facts that I prepared especially for you guys.
Oh, I appreciate
Excellent, well
it. They
done.
were great.
Let me ask you specific questions about your trade then that I'm interested to know. Okay, so how scary is it? Do you still now go, oh Christ, what if I fuck this up? What if I cut? What if I get something wrong? Or and especially let's do with extensions like specifically as well.
Yeah.
Do you still ever get a second of doubt where you go, I can fuck this up? Or
Like, don't get me wrong, I'm an anxious person a little bit anyway. Like, I love doing hair, but I've always at the back of my head got this little like, always to be like
Oh,
a
me
little
too,
bit,
man,
like
yeah.
a little bit, just because it's such a big thing for people. Like, people come to me for extensions because of hair thinning or hair loss or trying to give themselves just something to feel like good about themselves. I think at the back of my head I'm always constantly just anxious, but not because I'm scared about what I'm about to do, because I like, I'm gonna say I'm great, but what I'm saying is that there is just this like thing of, I want that person to walk out and feel great. So there is always that little inner side that's like,
I totally understand.
Yeah,
I totally understand.
I don't think that'll ever go away. Like, I don't know if that's the same for everyone, but
you have got better over time, though.
Absolutely.
And I think the more that you do, the more confident you are, and that voice does get smaller and smaller.
100%. It's
but
just,
it does come out with a vengeance when you least expect it.
I see.
Definitely.
Springs up on you.
Yeah.
What's the shortest hair can be to get extensions?
so you kind of,
Could I get extensions, for example? Is that too short?
No, too short. You can't. Sorry, like almost like a grown out pixie cut, almost like is if it's a couple inches long. I say a couple inches. You want to be between like at least 4 and 5 inches long to be able to get. It's got to be enough to cover the bonds, if that makes sense, or any type of extensions.
Yeah.
But there's just so many great things that are coming out with extensions now that they can be so seamless. Like, I've started this new thing called comb line, and it is great for people that are going through like alopecia, cancer treatments, people that are losing their hair, you know, and have, you know, patches in the hair, stuff like that. It is great for people to be able to cover that. So something with short hair, I could put comb line in your hair. You could have extensions. You can have extensions.
I just always assume that like, if I had long hair down to my shoulders, I just that's my Jason Momoa fantasy. I just imagine I would look very similar to that.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
I see it.
Yeah, because I read online today when I was researching this that it takes 3 years on average for a guy to grow his hair down to his shoulders, and I was like, oh, it's almost worth it.
Yeah,
it's almost worth it because I would like that.
Yeah.
But then what if 3 years from now I go, oh no, I don't look like Jason Momoa. I'm still a fat guy, but just with long hair.
Then you can give it to charity.
Can do, I suppose so. Grow it out and sell it on.
So you've actually...
You could do what Bobby done.
What did Bobby do?
Remember when he had like his long hair and then he went to Ed the Barber's and had it all shaved off and he was bald?
Yes, for an ill-advised tattoo on his scalp. I remember. Yes, I remember that. Yeah. Okay, well, that's interesting to know. Yeah. What's your favourite thing to do? Is it a case of when someone comes in and says, I don't really know what I want, so experiment? Or is it when they say, is there a specific thing that you like doing?
So I love it when somebody's hair is messed up and I've got to fix it. I love big colour corrections. Like, I love that it literally fucks with my brain a little bit, that I'm like, oh. Whereas like normal day to day, like I'm like, oh, okay. Not that it bores me, but I prefer doing like the big services, like the big bleaching services. That little thing that sets a little bit of panic off in me. That I'm like, oh, fuck.
Oh, excellent.
Like, I do love that.
Yeah. And there's a specific thing I want to ask you in a second. But firstly, what about, is it the same case with you? Is there something that where someone comes in and you go, yeah, that's a challenge, or something that you really enjoy?
Anything extensions. And if someone comes in and they're like, right, I want 200 gram weft in my hair, I'm like, yes. I want big bouncy hair. Especially when someone comes in and they're like, just want something massively changed, like a big difference. I love that.
Do you ever see the transformation in someone when they come in, get a haircut, and then leave?
Yeah.
Do you know what I love when we like team up?
Yeah.
When we do like a massive colour correction and like new hair extensions.
Yeah.
They're like my favourite days. If me and Courtney have got someone in together where we like team together, they're like my favourite days.
Yeah.
Because we've got something that we can work on together. And it just makes sense. Like, I get excited.
Like, there's such a buzz in the salon. Well, there's a buzz anyway. It's such a lush atmosphere. But like when we're doing, like when we've both got the same client, and we're like,
we're like, that's
amazing.
That's great.
Yeah, just bigging each other up the whole day. It's lush.
That's brilliant. Yeah, because it is. I notice every time. I always wait too long to get my haircut, and when I do, I always sort of go in. Yeah, my natural default low self-confidence, and when I come out, I'm always like, "Yo, what's up, baby?"
Yeah.
My posture changes. Even. I sort of get bigger and stronger, and it does make a difference.
The confidence that you feel after leaving the hairdressers, that's like the feeling that I want everyone to feel when they leave. Is just like, I look the fucking shit.
Yeah.
Like,
and I also think like nowadays, because it is so expensive to have your hair done, like the cost of everything and blah 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 blah, like it is more of an experience now. It's not like how it used to be, in where you'd go in and just have your hair done, or like you'd walk in or whatever. Like now, especially for our clients, and like with my salon, I wanted it to be a full experience. I wanted people to walk in and be like, wow, this is amazing. And like we come up with things together, didn't we? Like I've got a massage chair wash basin because why wouldn't you want a back massage whilst having your hair washed?
It's the best thing
like
ever.
The teas, coffees, drinks, like all the little things that you wouldn't even think of, but it makes the experience so much better.
Absolutely, good idea. Yeah,
like I've even got pull out drawer so people can work from the salon
nice
on their laptops.
Yes.
Everything.
It's just those little things that I think that.
Or the little snacks, or like the different kind of drinks. Like you can literally go in and there's a drinks menu. You can scan the drinks menu.
You nailed it.
List. Yeah. It's just nice to go in and feel catered for as well. Yeah. As like having your hair done. Mm-hmm. The thought behind everything that makes someone comes in and they're like, oh, here's the button for the massage chair. They're like, excuse me, massage chair. You're like, yep, and it just feels so good. It's so nice.
That's amazing. That's really good.
I come in at the end of the day and Shanice is like,
I love it. Honestly, I'd never want to get up. I'm like, I'm gonna go home in about maybe half an hour, or just stay here the night.
Yeah, why would you ever leave? Yeah. Do you know, I bought my fiance a massage pillow. Ooh. Right. Yeah, that's what I thought at first, right? No. But it's a metal,
2 big balls.
Yeah, it's a huge, like, it's a grinding thing because you need it for the massage. Yeah. And then not much else in the way of compensatory material. Yeah. So I was like, baby, lay down, relax. Right? Just get like the shit kicked out of the body. It's like, and that's like real expensive. I haven't used it since. So yeah. And I bought like all sorts of like spa things and massage things. Yeah. And then after the failure of the massage pillow, she hasn't used any of them.
Oh. Just send her up the road.
Yeah.
What's up the road? Was that where you were?
Me.
Is that where you were?
Yeah.
Ah.
Literally up the road.
Wow, yeah. Oh, the specific thing I want to ask you. So what is it that you're doing on stage? What are you doing up there? Talk to me about that. What is that?
So last year I got asked by the bleach brand.
The bleach brand. They reached out.
The bleach brand that I absolutely love, to go and basically represent them at 3 events that we done last year. Yeah, 3 events.
Wow.
One up in London, one up in Manchester, and then back to London again. And I basically had to get up on stage, and I dragged Shanice along with me every single time.
Sweet.
So Shanice would be my model. I'd do her hair up on stage.
Oh, awesome. That's great.
And she'd get her hair done for free.
Sweet.
She'd also get loads of goodies.
Oh my God, yeah, they were quite happy to hand them out. I thought, I'll be here next time.
Wow.
I'm actually quite known as the model now. Yeah. Every time they see me, they're like, right, so you're going to be on stage next? I'm like, I am.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Can't wait for the goodies on top too.
That's so cool. That's really cool.
But yeah, I'd go up on stage, talk about why I love Blonde Solutions so much, why, like, what I'm doing to the hair, like, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
So
wicked.
Yeah.
So how do you feel before doing? I bet that's terrifying.
Oh my God, I am shitting my pants. Not gonna lie, like
sure,
I am a nervous wreck. Yeah. Like the amount of like CBD drinks that I drink beforehand, I'm like,
oh really? Yeah.
But you're always fine though, and you absolutely smash it. It's just that like initial. It's always that initial fear.
Yeah.
It's just that like, oh my God, I'm going to be stood up on stage and loads of people are going to be looking at me.
Yeah,
but it's like, so the last one that we done, it was at the biggest show in the UK for like hairdressers.
Yeah. Wow.
I can't remember how many people. There's a lot of people there, and a lot of people that are coming up and inspecting your work and like.
Oh, I see. So it's on display, so people are coming by.
Like people can quite literally come up, touch
I would be like watching.
That must be strange for you as well,
people literally stood there going, oh my God, this is insane. And you're like, which is is lovely at the same time, but you're also like, oh.
You were tempted to make him jump.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, congratulations on that.
Thank
That is
you.
incredible. That is a testament
But
to your skill.
It is really good, and we do love like doing it. But like this year, my focus is to get more into education.
Right.
So I have created my own bleaching course.
Whoa, what? Excellent.
Which is super exciting. So anyone that wants to join, the wait list is open, and you get a free little PDF about bleaching and stuff like that. So yeah, there's so much scientific stuff to uncover that hairdressers don't know about, which I hear about all the time. So I'm really excited to share my brain knowledge with other hairdressers and get started on that.
Amazing. That's great. Congratulations on that. That's amazing. Well done. Is there anything that you think we should cover? Any sort of anxieties that people normally have going into a salon that you normally have to assuage, or anything that you think people should know either about you or about the industry before we put a nice little bow on it?
I think with like we've both found that like people coming into the salon, I have a lot of anxious clients.
Oh yeah,
that is. But it's so, and they don't like going to a salon, so they end up doing their hair themselves. But now, where it is such a one-on-one experience, and I think it's becoming like big salons really are getting smaller and smaller now, and people are working from home or creating like a little studio in like a shop or something like that that's more one-on-one, and I think that does cater for like more people nowadays because like everyone, like especially since COVID, is so anxious and like it's horrendous. So I think having an environment that people feel comfortable in, it's
absolutely
melded with the experience that you were talking about. You nailed it. That's good.
But it is like, I think it is nice, and I think it is becoming like a more
welcoming.
Treat yourself.
I do think that there was like a thing behind hairdressing of people going in, and because I would have a lot of clients.
You would go to like a big salon, and you would feel anxious about
absolutely.
it.
And then when I would have like clients come back to me again, they turn around and go, going into a big salon like that was always quite daunting because there was so many people there, which I completely understand. It can be, but where I'm always stood on the other side, I don't see, I could feel it, but I couldn't see it. Do you know what I mean? Like from being the hairdresser. But I feel like you can tell when you have someone anxious come and sit in your chair, and if you're happy and bubbly person, you cater to that person. Because if you come in and you're an anxious person and your hairdresser's a bit like, do you know what I mean? That's going to only make you feel more anxious. Whereas someone comes in and you're kind of, hey, it's okay. Like we can be like this together. We can work on this together. Like if you are like honest with your client and, make them feel a little bit less anxious, then you've got a client for life. Do you know what I mean? Like to make someone feel less anxious when they come in the salon, they're going to appreciate you so much more, which is always my biggest thing is when someone comes in the salon, I want to think how I am. Would I enjoy that as a client myself? Like how I am as a person and how I am towards my client. Would they like that? How would I like that being sat in the chair?
And I can understand that, even going to because the reason I don't get my hair cut as often as I should is because I outside bad, people scary. So I go to the barber and last time I go to this specific place in the town centre. Because there's a very convenient language barrier, which means that I can just sit there quietly, right? And it's really nice, and they're really good fellas. I'm trying to remember the name of the place, but anyway, I go to this place in town. They're really good fellas, but the one guy, he was very sort of high energy and chatty, and I was like, "Oh, come on, man! I just want to get in and out and get this thing done." And I was sort of a bit withdrawn, and then he goes, he was behind me, and he goes, "Great." I was like, Jesus, man. I was like, Jesus, man, But then, because in the lights and the sort of the barbers and stuff, they're like, it brings up everything. You can see every grey.
Yes,
I was like, where the fuck did they come from? I've had 600 new ones since this morning when I woke up. first I'd like to say thank you so much for coming on the show. I really do appreciate
Thanks
it.
for having
Thank you
us.
very much.
Where can we find you? On, like, not like in real life, I mean, at the internet, like online. Where can we find you? Where can people reach out and contact you?
Instagram always.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, Instagram, Facebook,
TikTok.
all
Oh, you're on
social
TikTok?
media.
Yeah, I'm on TikTok.
I'm on TikTok. I've had some views on TikTok recently.
Nice.
Yeah, I've had a view. One of our regular guests is a guy called Ollie Downton.
Yeah.
And he's amazing. He's an ambassador for Williams syndrome. He's got Williams syndrome, but that's like the least interesting thing about him. He's just a really cool, lovely guy. And one of our videos with him is just about to reach sort of 500,000 views and stuff on there.
That's so good.
So I'm like, but it's not. But like, I'm like, it's not me. It's like Ollie they like. I'm an interruption in that video.
No way.
But yeah, we got some views on TikTok. So I'm like I just feel like I would like to be a TikTok influencer. I just think that would be so undignified for a big 34-year-old father. Just be
Yeah,
like,
but
oh,
it's
kid, I'm
so
not,
easy to grow
absolutely.
on TikTok.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So easy.
I
It's
feel like
just
you can beat anyone as well.
Yeah.
Like the stuff that I like, the people that I watch and the stuff that I watch on TikTok all the time.
Yeah.
I go down like a rabbit hole.
Oh, it's the most addictive thing.
It
in the world.
is,
I tell you,
isn't
once you
it?
get like once you download the app,
Yeah.
once you've been on it for a few days,
That's
that
it.
algorithm gets
Yeah,
you. It knows exactly what you're after, doesn't it? And it just it's never getting off it. But obviously my thing is that I want to be a podcaster. I want to be the greatest podcaster, and so you have to use TikTok and Instagram and stuff. And you fucking know the Instagram thing as well, isn't it? How?
Do you know what though? The top secret is just to be consistent. Like you need to be posting 3 times a day to grow quickly, especially on TikTok. Like I come off it for a little while because it just fucked with my head for a bit. But when I first started, I literally had like 500 followers, and then I grew to 3,000 in literally the space of like 2 months.
Yeah.
Right.
And then on Instagram, it was literally one post that of me washing bleach off. It's now at, I think it's 72.5 million views. Like,
What?
Sorry, what?
Yeah.
Wow.
And then all of my content now has just soared on Instagram, but it is just one post that it can be.
Yeah.
But it's like the dedication that you've got to put into
Oh,
social
God,
media.
yeah.
Like I think people just think that our jobs are like hairdressers and that's it. Like there's so much behind it. Like I've got to go home and think about what I'm going to write on my post tonight,
I
what
suppose
I'm going to
so.
post.
You're a salesman for your own brand,
Oh,
aren't you, I suppose?
100%, massively. And like Courtney said, it's not just putting up one post, it's like being consistent of all the time. I've not posted for a week and I'm like, oh my God. I can't get my head's all over the place. I'm like, I've not posted in a week. I'm so far behind. And it's like, then it's the guilt that you get for not posting because you think, oh my God, I'm so far behind. I
man.
can't keep up. It's crazy.
Well, actually, I'm not doing access pride. Like I'm exactly the same.
Yeah.
Because I do it where I've got to put out. I like putting out a TikTok at night before I go to sleep.
Yeah.
And then waking up and seeing what I
Yeah.
got.
Oh my
but
God,
I'm waking
the
up like
feeling.
3 a.m. going.
Yeah, just have a little look.
You know what I
But
mean?
it's
Yeah.
the feeling
But-
that you wake up and you're like, oh my God, like that's actually taking
Yeah,
off really
it's
well.
lush,
It's a good
isn't it? Yeah.
feeling. It's a
But
good
even
feeling.
with that, like you should be posting and then you should be engaging for 20 minutes, like after you've posted,
But
and 20 minutes before.
The thing we struggle with is we don't have a regular concurrent theme of what we're talking about.
Yeah.
And so it can be really difficult because one day we're talking to someone who was abducted
I
by
see.
aliens.
Yeah.
And the next day is a totally different theme and topic.
Well,
so it's
yeah.
very hard to reach
Yeah.
one key audience.
Yeah.
And so that is where we struggle. And then once you do punch through that, it's hard to get people to stick. Like the reason we're doing the alphabet theme thing
Yeah.
is to try and encourage listeners now to go from one episode to the next
Yeah.
and follow the development and the education.
Yeah.
And it's a theme, a concurrent theme. But
Yeah.
before we'd fucking jump all over the shop. People would be like, "Oh, I really like this episode because I like this episode. It's a deep discussion on theology or grief."
Yeah.
And the next day, it's like a guy going, "Oh, and I was abducted." 40 times on my motorbike, right? And you go, oh Jesus! So they go, what the fucking hell about this guy?
Yeah.
So it's very hard to.
Yeah.
I always said to
I
my
didn't
friend.
even think of that.
Yeah, I said to my friend a lot. Like, I wish I'd set up like a fucking. I didn't like golf, but something like a golf thing 5 years ago.
Yeah.
And then that would have been so much easier because I'd have been very, very good at one specific thing.
Yeah.
Instead, I got to tell so many different stories every day, and I don't know how best to tell a story. Like this, like for example, first B for Beauty we did with Laura, or D for Dating with Laura and Georgie.
Yeah.
That's one. You have to tell a story one way there because you're appealing to a specific audience.
Yeah.
And then when you do another one like anger or whatever it might be, or this one for example, and I got to go. Well, how do I best convey what you're saying in a way which which tells the story that you want to tell.
Yeah,
and it's different to the way I had to do it last week. So it's actually fucking.
But I guess,
yeah.
like, so with my following and your following, and then Shanice's following, like, you are tapping into other people because of my following.
Yeah, I suppose so. The audience is already there, I suppose.
Yeah, like, people will want to listen because it's about what they're interested in.
Yeah.
So I guess that is
that is the benefit of having people on who are knowledgeable in a subject or known for a subject that you want to talk about. That is the sort of the benefit of that, I suppose. Yeah. And then the anxiety is that you always have to make sure you get enough of yourself across. Yeah. Because you want people to go, I enjoyed that episode. Yeah. I like that guy. Yeah. I'm going to go to the next episode and see what the next thing is. Yeah. So that's my mind when I'm recording or doing an interview, my mind at all times is focused on 6 or 7 different things. Lighting, the lighting. How's this look? How can I cut that? What are we saying? How can I help this? How can I? Am I giving you enough attention? Am I giving you? Yeah. So there's like it's stressful.
There's a lot to think about.
And then you got to cut it all together. It's actually people are surprised with podcasting in general. Yeah. People get surprised when they do it. Yeah. Or when they host a show for the first time, they think they want to do it. Yeah. And then there's a thing called pod fade where, on average, podcasts last about 3 episodes.
Really?
Because people go, oh, that was fucking much harder and much more difficult than I thought it was going to be.
Absolutely.
So, but
I can imagine it's quite hard. I mean, like, there's a podcast that I watch, and it's girls, 2 girls, and it's talking about, like, just how feral we can be sometimes, basically. And it's really funny because although it's like the same, it's based on the same category, basically, of how feral girls can be. At the same time, it's nice because it's a different thing which I like, do you know what I mean? Because if it was like the same topic every time, do you know what I mean? So you're basically keeping it fun every time because I would then go to watch you and be like, oh, this is someone else on something completely different. On a completely different basis. Do you know what I mean? So
that's it. Yeah,
it's
that's
nice
why you got to
keeping
hope.
it the same, but you've got something completely different.
100%. Yeah. That's why you got to hope that you get enough of your personality across that people go, oh yeah, I liked him actually. Yeah. He was interesting. He was funny. So I'll watch him in the next thing. Or because at first we were just like just letting people talk at us, tell their story, and not contribute anything else.
Yes.
But anybody can do that. Yeah. The trick to being good at this, I guess, is to have a good podcasting personality and get it out there. I think, but
I definitely think you make this experience a lot more easier.
Yeah.
Oh, thanks.
Absolutely.
Good. Oh, that's going to be to say that. Yeah.
It was definitely a little bit like I was not nervous, but I was a bit like,
think about
do stuff like this.
I always say like it's weird because you're going to. Oh, I'm going to be in a garage in a minute. We do that. And there's a cardboard cut of The Rock and Taylor Swift over there. It is an unusual situation. So I do try and bear that in mind. And give it to
I think it was just, it was a easygoing thing. Like
It's all right, isn't it? Yeah. I tell you, see,
it's nice.
If you enjoyed this episode, then please consider going to Spotify. Spotify is the main place we want to send people. That's where we're trying to. Our goal is to break into the Spotify top 100. So go to Spotify. Please click follow. Leave us a 5-star review. Those things really, really helps. It tells the algorithm you enjoyed the episode and then pushes it out to more people. So thank you, Shanice. Thank you, Courtney. Really, really appreciate it. And listener, thank you, and we'll see you next time. Ciao, 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 ciao.